I have often heard older children say, one day when they get a job they'll make lots of money, and then when they've got heaps of money they won't have to work anymore and they can retire. But is that what work is about? Having a job, just making money? Here's a story of two important people, a king and a captain, and they learnt what work was all about. Let's hear their story. One day King Myopia got out of bed, leapt up, ran to the top of the turret and yelled out to the world, "I love my job! I'm the richest man in the world!" Because that is all King Myopia did, was collect taxes and make himself rich. But suddenly he heard a reply. Just then, the captain of the pirate ship, whose name was Mrs. Pirate, quite a coincidence, replied back, "You're not rich. I got more money stuck to the bottom of my shoe than you will ever have." "What?" said the king. "I am the king. I should be the richest here. I demand that you give me your wealth." "Never!" she cried. "Scoundrel," said he. "Blackguard," said she. "You lead-footed landlubber," she called him. "You can't catch my boat and take my wealth." "Ha," said the king. "The only reason your boat moves is because the sails are trying to escape your foul stench." "Oh," she said, "the only reason your people bow is to avoid your foul breath." "Right, that's it," said the king. "Guards, man the trebuchet and attack that ship." She replied back, "Man the cannons. We'll teach him a lesson." And so began a short and useless battle. So the king fired rocks with the trebuchet. And Mrs. Pirate, she fired back with the cannon. But at last it came to this. One last shot from the rock put a hole in the ship. And then there was suddenly a leak in the bottom, a slow leak, and the ship began to sink. And all of a sudden all the people had to man the pumps and try and pump out the water. And slowly the ship was beginning to sink. And they were worried about what would happen. In the meantime, the king suddenly heard a still small voice speak to his heart. And then he changed his mind. He said, "Quick, we must save the ship. Send in the royal skeleton to plug the hole with his bony hands." And so they did. They flung in, off the trebuchet, the royal skeleton, who plugged the hole, and then finally pumping out of the water began to work, and they began to float again. Slowly, slowly they made it up and made it to shore and to safety. After it was all over, the king invited Mrs. Pirate to his garden for a cup of tea. When she arrived, she drank, and then she asked him this question. "King Myopia, when you attacked me, I understood that, but why did you change your mind and save me?" The king thought deeply. "When I was attacking you, I heard God's voice speak to me and remind me of when I became a king all those years ago. When I started this job, I made some promises to serve the people and make the world a better place. I suddenly realized as I was attacking you that I was not doing either of those things. Can you ever forgive me? By chasing wealth, I've got my job all wrong." "Oh, King, I understand completely. As a pirate captain, I've done exactly the same thing." And then she began to wonder, I wonder if being a captain is more than wealth? Is it also about serving people and making the world a better place? And from that day forward, she gave up being a pirate captain and became a captain that helped others. And now the question is for us, whatever job we do, whether it's a checkout chick or a prime minister or a carpenter or a minister, do we do our job to serve people and to make the world a better place? For this is Jesus' way.